Jacob Bridgeman wasn't really a household name last year. In fact, he walked into the Masters this year, however, as the #1 player in the entire world. But before he became a big star, he was a high school player who came to our area multiple times to play junior golf instead, and actually played some teen golf with our own Danielle Cobb. So Danielle got a chance to talk to her former friend about his success then and now.
So kind of what's the difference between last year to this year?
A little bit better form coming into the tournament, I would say. Last year I was playing well, but this year having a win at the beginning of the season and quite a few top tens, I've got some good form coming in, and yeah, excited to see what the week holds.
I mean, I don't want to say you've gotten a lot better, but now you're kind of ranking in positions. You've won a tournament. You played in the Masters last week. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I think you are right to say I've gotten a lot better. Kind of progressed pretty well over the last few years, and a jump from last year to this year was big. That was kind of my goal, is to get a win, and I didn't think it would come as early as it did, but I'm glad it did. And I was in the Masters, kind of had to set a schedule beginning of the year, and it's been nice, kind of taking a little bit of the stress off my back, having the win early and some good play. It makes me able to set my schedule not to play as much golf throughout the season.
So little do people know that I actually grew up with Jacob. We are from the same, I guess, town, county, but we used to also kind of practice on the same course. Mm-hmm. Looking back at yourself at Woodfin, would you ever imagine that this was where you would be?
I think imagined, yes, but maybe it became reality a little bit later in my life. But yeah, when I was a junior playing out at Woodfin, I think all of our dreams were to play on the PGA Tour and to compete at venues like this, to play in the Masters, those kind of things. So yeah, I think it was always a dream, but it's cool to see it come to life.
What does it feel like to come back to Hilton Head, to play in the Heritage, to be a local here? I mean, you're a Clemson graduate, you're from South Carolina. Talk about that. Yeah,
I had a lot of Clemson support last week, a lot of Go Tigers out in the crowds at Augusta, and I think this week will probably be a little bit more. I've had, even in the pro and this morning, there weren't very many people out there, but everyone kind of knew my name and knew I was a Clemson guy. So yeah, it's great playing in South Carolina. I feel like it's about as close as it gets for a home game for me, and it's nice having the local support. It means a lot to me.
And what has the attention been like? I mean, that's kind of a big difference too, I would say.
Yeah, I kind of I was flying under the radar for a while, which I kind of liked, and it's different now, but I like it as well. Being able to walk around and feel like I belong a little bit more. Than, not to say I didn't in the past, but now it's a lot more reassured with some of my recent play.
Do you enjoy this course? Has the changes that they've made to the course been a little bit difficult?
I don't know. It's just a little bit different. I love the course, first off. It's my kind of golf. You have to strategically play your way around. You can't really overpower it. So that's what I like. And the changes are just kind of different. They added some bunkers in areas, moved some trees in some areas, but greens are very similar. New grass all the way around, firm turf. So I think the course will play great. I don't know that it'll be crazy hard this year, but I think in the future it will once they're able to speed up the greens and kind of burn them out a little bit. But yeah, I'm excited. I think this is a great track.